Most people with back pain feel their symptoms flare up when their back moves into a position of rounding or flexion. And they understandably but mistakenly think that flexion is therefore bad for their spine, so they try to avoid it. The real problem isn't that flexion is bad for the spine or the back, it's just that people have an intolerance to it and they can't move into it in a healthy way. Trying to avoid flexion of the spine is like trying to avoid an inhale when you breathe. You just can't do it. Flexion is such an essential component of the human movement cycle. So instead of trying to avoid flexion like the plague, let's try to reintroduce it in a healthy way that will then allow us to restore more genuine movement. The key to restoring good flexion is to start in positions that will give us a little bit of flexion and slowly build our tolerance into moving into more. But we can make sure that we're in a good position early on by feeling the contacts of our PSIS. When these two parts of our pelvis are in contact with the floor or a wall, for example, it will move the spine into a relative position of flexion in the low back, but it's not going to be so much to the point where we're going to overdo it and just create a ton of movement through the lumbar spine. Here are my two favorite ways to start reintroducing flexion that should help people feel and move better. The easiest possible way to start to work on this is just to get in a 90-90 position with your feet flat on the wall. And also you can have a little shelf underneath you for a little bit of support. All you're gonna do is passively point your chin at the ceiling and feel your PSIS contacts melt into the ground. It may help you to push a little bit into the wall with these 3 points of contact evenly on both feet. And that can help you get a little bit heavier on those PSIS contacts. You can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. To progress this, to add in a little bit more flexion, you could take a towel roll and place it underneath the very base of your tailbone, and that will help passively tilt your pelvis back into a little bit more flexion. You're not going to feel your PSIS contacts anymore because you're going to be increasing the amount of flexion that you're in. Now you can just dig down a little bit into that shelf or just drag your feet down on that wall, and you're going to feel your hamstrings on both sides engage. You can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth here, relaxing into this position. And with each and every breath or two, you can just melt into this a little bit more, go one vertebrae higher. Now let's do something a little bit more specific to standing. Find a chair and a wall, get 1 foot length away from it, feet hip width apart, feel those same 3 foot contacts evenly on both sides. Keeping your eyes straight ahead, slightly bend your knees, still staying pretty heavy on your heels until you feel your PSIS contacts on both sides of your pelvis rest gently, passively against the wall. Now reach the chair slightly away from you. Feel your shoulder blades move away from each other as you protract your shoulders, and you're gonna feel your shoulder blades move away from your spine. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth in this position, really feeling yourself heavy on those PSIS contacts.